Hi, I'm Alex.
Hi, I'm Nuno.
Hi, I'm Reuben.
Hi, I'm Karl, and we play Alexander Hamilton in Hamilton. Right, okay, here we go. What was your reaction to getting the role?
I was on holiday at the time, so it was a nice little...
Where were you on holiday?
I was in Lanzarote at the time.
Nice.
Casual.
Recommend it?
Casual. Getting the part of Hamilton, yeah, I would.
Oh, yeah.
Good answer.
It's not bad, is it?
No.
I remember getting it and then telling like my immediate family, and then my mum would like message me every day to tell the family WhatsApp, and I was like, I'm waiting to at least like sign a contract or can't be allowed to tell
So
people.
you're on that stage, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny family reactions, isn't it? Like, they are so different. I feel that there's never anything in the middle. Like, my family is not, it's not their fault, but they don't know what Hamilton is. They're in Portugal, like, they don't really realize. So it's like, oh, I got this really good thing, and they're like,
They go, okay.
they're kind of like...
TV? No, it's
waiting
stage.
to know what it is.
If it's not EastEnders, then what's the point?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know, trying to explain to some family members that I'm not going to be on Disney Plus doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My auntie thought, when I told her I got Hamilton, it was the musical about Lewis Hamilton.
The
race car
yeah,
driver.
the race.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm playing Lewis Hamilton. Great auntie. You go.
So good luck with
And
that.
they're like,
Oh,
cool,
good luck. Yeah.
cool,
Yeah.
how's your health?
Yeah.
What was the audition process like?
I think all in all, I think for me personally, it was like 5 months. And I'd never actually heard of the musical before. I knew it was coming to London, and so I never heard any of the songs. And then they sent me the first audition. It was 9 songs.
Yeah.
And it was snippets like My Shot, Cabinet Battle, Hurricane. So it literally became my life for about 5 months. I think I was seen like 7 times. And I remember each time behind the desk, there was a different person added to like that desk each time. And like Tommy was there and Alex Lackamore was there. So it was a long process, but you know, it was worth it.
It's worth mentioning that if they ask you for 9 songs, and even if in the beginning straight away they kind of suss out that your vibe or your voice is just not what they will hear all 9
Oh,
songs.
100%, yeah.
And I feel like as much as the bar is really high, everyone is really taking you in, you know. And
I didn't feel any pressure when like auditioning, and I did like the challenge of kind of trying to be off book for like 9 songs.
Yeah.
And I felt like really guided and kind of cared for and catered to. Like you said, they went through every single song.
And you find that after learning all those songs, even if you don't get it, at least you got to learn fun songs and have fun doing it.
Exactly.
I mean, I speak from someone who got the role. So.
Yeah.
I assume it would
from
be
your
still
cushy chair in this lavish room.
Yeah. I've never rapped in an audition before, but
I've never
done
rapped,
that.
period,
Yeah. Like.
For real, wow. Yeah. When I first did it, I did a tape like in early 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Just pre-pandemic. Learned all the songs, did the tape, was really happy with the tape, spent loads of time on it, and then never heard back. So I was just like, oh, so I learned all of those. And then I was like, oh, this is nice. At least I get to learn songs I like. And then like eventually got called like to do another tape for John Lawrence, so I did that, and then I never heard back. And then eventually, it turns out I've been on their radar the whole time. And 6 or 7 auditions later,
Yeah. Here you are.
I'm at the table.
Hamiltons of the round table. Or loose Hamiltons. And
Or Lewis Hamilton.
coming up with names for us. I'm just workshopping here.
Loose ham sounds dodgy, man.
And that's the crazy thing with this one is that like you're supposed to do an audition and let it go.
Yeah.
But with this one, it's you do an audition, you let it go, it comes back. You do an audition,
Yeah.
It really did for you, didn't it? When you were researching Alexander Hamilton, did anything surprise you about him?
Dude's white. It's a white guy.
There you go. Yeah.
Literal digit.
It's like, wait, that is not, how is that? Yeah.
I'll just be here.
Yes.
I'll just let you guys take this.
For me, like, it's like researching him, and he's such a like his brain, the way his brain works, and he's so incredibly intelligent. I didn't know that he actually didn't go to like a regular school. He had to kind of self-educate himself. He was like reading like classic novels and stuff like that, and he had like private tuition. But I was kind of shocked that he just didn't go through like a traditional schooling system, considering kind of what he did in his life and how intelligent he is. I found that quite. Yeah, really strange.
I suppose researching him didn't surprise me because I was such a fan of the show, but it was like more the surroundings of the times around him that kind of really stunned me, and how that's so relevant to us today. Like reading about the later chapters, like the yellow fever and everything they went through, just feels feels dead relevant. Yeah.
Don't be nervous. You go to jail. Okay.
Do you have any techniques that help with learning so many lines/words?
I actually don't know any of the words of the show. No, I'm joking.
Massive cue cards.
Yeah, it's just like the MD's just holding up the script and the screen. And I'm just like, yep.
Flipping through so quick.
Just me personally, it's just repetition. I think what's great about this, we have that first week or like 2 weeks where we just sat around the piano and we have the score we're going through the songs, going back and forth, going through tiny details, and that for me just kind of cemented it. And you know, it helps. The show's already established. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere. You can listen to it. But having that initial 2 weeks of actually just sitting down with the lyrics and then progressing into kind of movements, so you associate some lyrics with, okay, at this point I'm over here on this stage, I'm doing this, passing this to someone or something like that. So for me, yeah, it's kind of repetition, really.
I suppose being a fan of the show for 5 years before.
You're like, I'm ready.
I'm
Yeah,
ready. But then actually not, because
Angelica, I'm ready.
Angelica, no other part. But you also, I've realised how many lyrics I've mislearned or like thrown in words that don't exist. Actually,
that does make
unlearning
it
that.
Oh,
is
you
so
got used to your version.
Yeah, the version I did to myself in the mirror.
Guys, can we change this?
Yeah.
Can we get Lynn on the
No,
phone?
but listen, that happens on stage sometimes. You go, you know, the moments where you go, I don't know what's coming up next. And I've done
It is
this
panic.
200 times. And you either go, okay, I need to think about it, or you just go, let it go, and it will come to you in this last second. Sometimes it doesn't.
I'm thinking of so many stories that I don't think we should say for the cameras of things.
Is that stuff that would happen in the early days or stuff that still happens?
It will happen now. A couple of weeks ago when it was We Know, the line is, if I could prove that I never broke the law. I was coming up onto We Know going down the stairs and I went, what is that line? And I said to myself, I think it's, if I refuse to republishing the law. And I was like, that's not it. And I went, that's not it. I went, no, let me believe in myself. And I went, nope, don't know what it is. And I just went, if I refuse to republishing the law. And everyone looked at me. And I was like, and I wasn't even embarrassed. I just went, yeah, I said it. I was wrong. But yeah, so that happens. So
Got that to look for.
yeah,
fun and life
that's
after,
a thought
isn't
too. Yeah.
Forever.
Also, it helps that we learned 9 songs in the audition as well.
Which is about 5% of the show.
Okay, which section of Hamilton's life do you most enjoy playing?
It goes so fast, you don't actually have time to stop and, oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
You know?
For me, Act 2, because you know, he goes through so much in Act 2. With Jefferson, the affair, his son dying, trying to build that relationship back with Eliza, the duel with Burr. Do you have a preference here, or are you still kind of discovering?
We're blocking our way through Act 2 right now at the moment.
Okay.
From the cabinet battle straight into take a break, straight into saying no to this, then to room.
That's like the first 15 minutes, and you go through so much, like...
that
it's
chunk is
wild.
already dizzying. Like going into it, I was like, I can't wait to do non-stop, even though that's as a period of time, it covers so much.
I love the energy in Non-Stop. I think Non-Stop is my favourite one to do. It's just run forward, don't look
It's
back.
like 5 different songs in one song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything that happens in that number, it's wild. What about you, Nuno?
I've always preferred Act 2 as well. Act 1, I feel like it's the consequence of all the trauma he went through. Like, all his obsession with writing, all his obsession with understanding, with rhetoric, with fast thoughts, that is a direct, for me, consequence of all the trauma that he went through. But then Act 2, I feel like those traumas are happening to him, and they're like pushing him left to right, and he's like blah, 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 blah. I know I'm not answering the question, but it's all so meaty and so rich that you don't get to stop. I don't feel like I get to stop and...
For an actor, playing Hamilton is like the perfect like character journey to go through. Like there's so much to like pick from all of the songs and the journey that he goes on. It's like it's an actor's dream. You literally go through every like emotion possible.
Also, rapping is fun, man.
Yeah, it is.
Rapping's
fun. Like, I'm gonna miss like I'm gonna
This
miss.
is so right.
But it's just the form with which we do it. There's no better. I feel there's no better way. Getting to watch the show and seeing and getting to be in this building and with this group of people, it feels like black superheroes or people of color recruited into the Avengers.
Yes.
Because there's like it's a bunch of people who are so talented at what they do.
Yeah. And yet everyone's so humble as well.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's the best quality, humility. Yeah. How does the character of Alexander Hamilton resonate with you?
I think Hamilton has 1,000 things going through his head. He tries to like piece everything together, and he wants things done now, or he wants them done yesterday. And I feel like that is me. I think as I'm getting older, I'm kind of slowing down in that aspect. But I'm very much like Hamilton, where I'll have all these thoughts running around my head, and I'll try and collate everything and try and get everything down kind of super quick. So I think that's probably the aspect of him that I kind of resonate with the most.
My answer is easy. How does it resonate? Another immigrant coming up from the bottom.
Yeah, nice.
And I know I keep going on about this, but it really matters to me how this show is not only celebrating an immigrant, an ambitious immigrant, but I don't feel like I ever have to or was asked to play like a stereotype of a certain nation, a certain culture. It is about what essence do I, Nuno, bring to Hamilton, and let's talk about how that makes sense with Hamilton. Obviously, it is acting, I'm not being myself, but the team, I think, takes us all for our essence and kind of go, okay, show us what Hamilton would be through the lens of your
Yeah,
existence.
they kind of want us to bring our experiences and our story through into the.
Yeah.
You think, oh, I don't know how this could be done differently. You see someone do it, and you're like, oh wow.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
It doesn't mean we can do whatever we want.
Yeah,
God knows
yeah.
we get notes.
There are times.
But it's
when
like, it has to come from a place of
truth.
Yeah, of truth
Yeah.
and of
Yeah.
intelligence that makes sense, you know, according to each other's subjectivities. I guess. One piece of advice you can give about taking on the role.
I think in the early days I used to, if I didn't feel like a strong connection to a certain character with like a scene partner, or if I messed up a lyric, or I didn't hit a mark properly, I would kind of let that kind of get me down and affect my performance. But now, as I've kind of grown into the role, you gotta be kind to yourself as an actor on that stage, because like we have maybe 2-3 moments on stage where you actually get to sit down and go, actually have some water and kind of take a breath. But you are literally, like, to quote the show, you are literally non-stop on that stage. So the fact that you get through like a 2.5-hour show it's like a feat. So like, be kind to yourself on that stage, because you do a lot. You really do a lot. Yeah.
Well said. My only advice is watch out for that tax bill. It'd be coming for you.
What impact do you think Hamilton, the show, has had on the landscape of musical theatre?
We don't have time.
Yeah, we
don't have time.
It's somewhat of an impact.
Personally, I've never seen a show so diverse.
I was going to say, I think there's this concept of what art should be that existed in the past. This idea of pop music is pop music, rock music is rock music, musicals are musicals. What I really love about art now in general is that we're just kind of throwing that all out the window and being like, what can we just create? The aim of art is to tell a story, and we are all storytellers in some way. Being able to tell stories that mix these different types of media and ways of delivering these stories will introduce a great generation of art. It already has.
Yeah.
Accessibility off the back of that. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't go to a proper drama school accredited in that sense, and I'm not a dancer by any means. I'm not like vocally kind of trained properly, but it's still what I think is one of the best leading roles in musical theatre. Is still accessible to somebody like me, or some people like us.
That's correct.
Yeah. We sit here and we're so chill about just like 4 people in a room being like, oh yeah, we're Hamilton.
We're Hamilton.
This is still the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it still is for you guys. Like,
It is.
Thank you so much for watching. Please come and see us in Hamilton at the Victoria Palace Theatre in London.